Yet do I marvel, by County Cullen. I doubt not God is good, well-meaning, kind, and did he stoop to quibble, could tell why the little buried mole continues blind, why flesh that mirrors him must someday die. Make plain the reason toward to Tantalus is baited by the fickle fruit, declare if merely brute caprice dooms Sisyphus to struggle up a never-ending stair. Inscrutable his ways are, and immune to catechism by a mind too strewn with petty cares to slightly understand what awful brain compels his awful hand. Yet do I marvel at this curious thing, to make a poet black and bid him sing. My name is Todd Hellems. I don't have anything else to hand out. I don't have any labels to give to anybody. You've got my name, so you know how to call me if you see me in the street, and that's about it. I am 19 years old. I don't do much of anything for a living, really. My parents still take care of me. I guess I'm a student. I spend most of my time reading, but my passion is writing. Sometimes I sit down in front of my writing pad and I don't feel like I'm qualified to write because I haven't read enough, so I'll put the pad down and read a book. But I love to write. I hope that one day I can be as eloquent as County Cullen. When I first read Yet Do I Marvel, I didn't know what it meant. I had to take the piece of paper home that it was written on and look up all of the allusions to ancient mythology and that kind of thing and figure out what it meant. So in the beginning it was just kind of me trying to figure out a poem. I wasn't really good at deciphering poetry. After I understood everything that was being said in the poem, it was almost epiphanous. I knew what County Cullen was talking about, how he felt so isolated. I've been called nigger, I've been called jungle bunny, I've been called coon. Before I even got into high school, I had heard all these names. So there was that. After I thought I had explored the whole black thing all the way, I knew that I was isolated in other ways. I've always known. The fact that I'm gay doesn't help. When I was younger, someone told me I had a really high IQ, and that didn't help either. I always kind of felt like I was put aside. I don't know if it was so much that I was ostracized by anyone, but I think because of the knowledge of who I was, black, gay, whatever, I kind of pulled myself out. Religion has an incredible significance in my life, mostly because of my family. I believed that God was on my side, that God was inside of me and totally accessible to me. I prayed every night. I prayed at every meal. I wept in church. And that was how I felt all throughout my childhood. God was personal to me. I felt a change in my relationship with God, probably, I'd say when I was going into the 8th grade. I had a lot of time to think about God and think about, was he really with me during those times when I was being teased and called names? And God didn't seem quite so personal anymore. There were discussions between me, my mother, and my grandmother about my religion, about my sexuality. They very firmly believed that being gay is an unhealthy thing and that I shouldn't be gay. I felt like Cullen had touched on all the things that I wanted to say, all the things that I was feeling and couldn't express as eloquently as he. I realized that he was saying everything that I wanted to say, that I wanted to say to my mother, that I wanted to say to the people in all of my classes in high school, about how hard it was to be a certain way and not be able to talk with people about it. I doubt not God is good, well-meaning, kind, and did he stoop to quibble could tell why the little buried mole continues blind, why flesh that mirrors him must someday die. Make plain the reason toward to Tantalus is baited by the fickle fruit. Declare if merely brute caprice dooms Sisyphus to struggle up a never-ending stair. Inscrutable his ways are, and immune to catechism by a mind too strewn with petty cares to slightly understand what awful brain compels his awful hand. Yet do I marvel at this curious thing, to make a poet black and bid him sing.